meanwhile, your fight career's going.
Mm-hmm.
What year is this now?
This is 2000.
You lost your first pro fight.
Scott Smith. That was embarrassing.
And
arrogance. I fought him 5 weeks before that and like smacked him. And so I walk into my pro debut and
how did you beat him? How did he beat you?
He beat me TKO stoppage, big huge cut. Doctor's like, I can see your cheekbone. Get out.
How'd you beat him?
3 rounds of
domination. What did he catch? He just caught you.
Yeah.
And you just went. You just
clear. Man, he got 15 minutes of first person preparation, and I did exactly the same thing that I did in the first round, in the first moment of our first fight, where I had a big change of level. I was going to push him up against the cage, make it dirty for a second. So that change of level, he just blew me open with an uppercut.
Jack.
Yeah. Like literally the exact same thing that I was like, I'm going to do the same thing I did to him last time. And he's like, I'm going to do a different thing than I did last time. And it worked out.
How long? When did the fight get stopped? After the first round, or?
Oh, no.
Like immediately?
Yeah. We're 2 minute and a half into the first round. Yeah. Walking into the pit as a 0-1 fighter. Ooh. Walking into Gann and Chuck and Scott and Eric and John Hackelman. And I already felt like I didn't belong. And now I'm walking as an 0-1 pro.
Loser.
What did you do?
God, it's so crazy to think, even walking into that place, you're by no means, like you're just walking in that place and training, you're sparring with Chuck Liddell, like you're a badass, and yet you get beat, you feel like a loser. But you are moving up the respect ranks at the pit, and you end up going to one of Chuck's fights, championship fight against Bustamante. I was chuckling this whole time. Anyone, I don't know what it's like. Maybe it's gotten better, but back in the day, if you were like a teammate, you were like going to pay your own way to get up there. Yeah. You're going to sleep with 6 other guys in in the same room. You weren't going to get fed anything. You're cutting weight with your fighter. It just like sucked. Sleeping on the hotel room floor. Getting beat up. By the way, you can't win any of your sparring. You're just getting beat up. You're just getting punched in the head.
You're just a bag of blood for this dude to punch.
There's like no glory in being a second or a third or a fourth, which is basically what it seemed like you were at this point. Yeah. They're like, body, get in here.
Yeah. When Eric or Gann or Scott were tired or bored, they're just throwing me. So I don't even think I was like 4th string. I was not even acknowledged at being present.
Did you get a ticket to the fight? Because that was another thing. There was no guarantee you were getting to the fight.
No, I didn't get a ticket to like the first 3 fights I was at. God. And when I finally got to, I think Vito Belfort was the first fight that I physically got to be in the arena for. Mm-hmm. It was so cool.
Yeah. We used to run every kind of scam to get into those fights. I would get in every single time, 100% of the time. And we were running all kinds of, tactical operations. And I'd have the best seats. I got the sickest seats. Dude, I've seen so many UFCs from like row 3 that I had no tickets to. We did all kinds of tactical maneuvers to get into those fights. Cause that's the crazy thing, right? You'd go up there, you'd be cornering someone. I would literally be cornering someone and not have a ticket to the fight.
Yep.
But I mean, come on, I'm already back there, bro.
Yeah, just let me in. When the security would walk up and there'd be like 9 of us in front of 4 seats, they're like, "Do you guys have tickets?" You're like, "Yeah." Like, this is our ticket. And they're like, "That was his ticket." I was like, No, this is my ticket. Yeah. Well, where's his ticket? I'm like, I don't know.
I'm going to get a beer. I'll be back. Yeah. Cool. You end up becoming the Extreme Challenge champion. And in this, are you starting to think maybe this is a thing? Like when you go up with Chuck, are you starting to think, no, still don't think it's a thing? Still don't think it's like an actual...
I still like fighting. Right. In that tournament, that 8-man tournament, that was the who's who of middleweights at the time. Yeah. Jason Mayhem Miller, Dennis Kang, Ryan Norte, me, for early 2000s when you put like these are the 8 best dudes on the planet.
That's money right there.
And
that's a tough freaking tournament.
Yeah, and I think I won enough to pay for a computer for my next semester in school. They're like, there's no money. Chuck paid for my Pizza Kitchen post-fight meal. Chuck paid for my YMCA to go in to cut weight in the sauna. It was the only sauna we could find in Salt Lake City. Like Chuck out of pocket. Like there was no money. And I'm like the ECC champion.
Yep.
So.
Yep. Those were the good old days right there. No one was fighting for the money back then.
We just fought to fight. I just wanted to fight.
You fight and win in the WEC as well. Was that any better? Was there anything at the WEC?
I got $100 to show and $100 to win. God. To fight as a heavyweight.
God, you fought as a heavyweight.
I was 194 pounds, and I fought as a heavyweight.
You kind of get this is kind of you're getting like a minor level of fame though at this point. Would you say?
Yeah, like the MMA weeklies are starting to write. The up and comer. On the top 10 rankings. I'm like mentioned, like notably mentioned type categories. So who is this guy type questions, but.
And the WEC was nothing to sneeze at back in the day. Like I remember it was like kind of on the same level. Like UFC was obviously the bigger promotion, but some incredible fighters came out of the WEC, and
sure.
I mean, it was a great place to be at that stage.
Yeah, WEC was totally legit.
Yeah.
You got. You are you getting wrapped into the whole fighter kind of thing right now?
I'm starting to live the life.
The booze, the everything else.
Yeah, not the booze as much, but the women, the traveling, the fighting. I mean, it's a real unhealthy lifestyle when you're like committed to it. You'd wake up, you'd fight. You'd wake up, you'd rinse off whatever debauchery is on you, and so you don't carry those diseases into the gym. And then you'd go and train, and then you'd try and do some form of recovery and get some type of food, and then debauchery, training again, and then debauchery. Like that's about your day.
So you were rolling in that.
Rolling deep.